And friends, the videos on YouTube automatically get closed caption, and people who have a vision impair, they could enable certain things on their TV so that they can see better. Well, welcome to the Spain Experience itinerary review. What you see on the screen is the title of the trip. This is an in-person trip where we're going to spend 11 days touring the beautiful country in Spain. This is taking place on April 1st to the 11th of 2004. And the pictures that I'm going to show you today are primarily from our last trip in September. Please feel free to share the YouTube link that is going to be produced on YouTube, or to share with others about this tour. We truly appreciate it. Some people ask me, hey, are there any other tours planned for this week? For Saturday, we have Creation 101, Smithsonian Part 2. If you ever took this tour with Jim Lindsay, who passed away, unfortunately, on September 11th of this year, his son, Brian, is continuing on his footstep. And we just watched the tour this past Saturday, and it was fantastic. So you're invited to see the tour this Saturday. And on Sunday, my dear friend Aaron Watson will be doing Divine Victories. How do you get the Zoom ID? You go to the website and you register, and you will get the Zoom ID in your email. The trip that we have, you have an option of selecting a double occupancy room, and that's the price, $2,950. Or if you're a single person, you can have a whole room for yourself for $3,950. If you have roommates, we can put people of the same sex in the same room. That way the price is a lot cheaper. This tour is being recorded, and it will be made available for free in our YouTube channel. Just search for My Virtual Bible Tour. We want to thank you guys for all the support that you have given us for the past 3 years since we started in the pandemic. And please note that there is no charge for this tour. This is a labor of love. My hobby has now become a part-time job, really a dream come true, and all is thank you for your support. The videos that are recorded has a fixed price. It's only $4.99 for the entire month to watch all the recorded tours, and the cost is associated with saving the videos on a hard drive. So we appreciate all of your support. If you want to donate, please go ahead and buy me a coffee. Go to the website buymeacoffee.com/Stalin Acosta, and I enjoy a delicious coffee with you. Our company has one goal: to bring history to life. And the way we do it is through these virtual tours, but we also do it by doing an in-person trip to the country of Spain. All you need is $400 of deposit to separate your seat in the bus, which we're going to be using to transport ourselves. There's no interest on the layaway plan, and you can pay up to a month before the trip. Okay. If you want more information, go to myvirtualbibletour.com/Spain. What is included? Well, we're going to pick you up from the airport, and we're going to take you to the airport. You're going to be escorted for the entire trip. You're not going to be by yourself unless you say, hey, I want to be by myself. We give you your space. You're going to spend 10 nights at the most luxurious hotel in Madrid, the Rio Hotel. Don't believe me? Google Rio Madrid, and you will see the beautiful hotel where you're going to be staying. We try to include all the meals. This is almost like an all-inclusive. Why? Breakfast. You can eat as much as you want. Lunch and 3 dinners. And we're going to be there for 10 days. So you see that every day you are literally covered with the food. We're also including all the entries to the museum, to the parks, to the buses. You don't have to pay out of your pocket unless you want to give somebody a tip, but it's almost all included. So in summary, you separate with $400, and depending on your room, that's what the price is going to be. This is a land package only. If you want flights, we can help you find the best flights, but you will have to purchase that separately. And if you are 3 sisters or 3 brothers and you want to share a room, call the office so that we can help you up with that. Okay, let's get started with the tour. Take out your Bible. Well, you don't have to because the text is right there on your screen. But if you want to take up your Bible, you could. Paul was visiting the friends in Rome. He was talking to the Roman Christians as Paul was hoping to see them when he had to go back to Rome. In that letter to the Romans, verse 24, Spain was under the Roman rule, was part of the Roman territory. This is what Paul had to tell Christians for the first century. Therefore, when I journey to Spain, I hope that I will see you and be accompanied part way there by you after I have first enjoyed your company for a time. Paul wanted to go to Spain. It was part of the Roman Empire. So this was not completely new or completely strange. It is the year 56. We are not exactly sure if Paul actually made it to Spain. The Bible doesn't say, but we know for sure that he made every effort to go there, to try to reach the Spanish, or what today we call the Spanish people in Spain. But that's not the only Bible text. If you continue in chapter 15, you will notice that he continues and he says, so after I have finished with this and have delivered this contribution, apparently he needed to take a contribution wherever he was going. I guess the contribution was to Israel, to Jerusalem. After I deliver this contribution securely to them, I guess to the governing body of the first century, I will depart by way of you for Spain. So Paul, after visiting Jerusalem, or after dropping a contribution, he wanted to go to Spain to visit the friends there. If you want to study more about this, please go to the Watchtower Library online and you can type the word Spain, and the study Bible has even more information that I share with you today. So hopefully you can enjoy that. But why will people visit Spain? Well, first and foremost, Spain is almost like in the middle of the world. From anywhere you can fly to Spain. We're going to be flying from New York. So it says there 9 hours. Different people will be flying from different places. So those are the length of time that the flight will take. Spain has a territorial extension of 500,000 kilometers squares and is the 4th largest country in the European continent, behind Russia, Ukraine, and France. And this is why we are visiting. We are visiting because they were a colony of the Bible power Rome. And we have a tour called Rome 70 CE, the destruction of Jerusalem. And I'm going to be posting my calendar for the months of November starting tomorrow. So please go to the website to see it tomorrow, or watch your email as we share with you our schedule. What today we call the Spanish Kingdom, or Spain, has been conquered by many people. In this case, it was conquered by the Arab. But last but not least, it was conquered by the Catholic monarch. And that's how the Catholic religion became the main religion in the country of Spain. Spain was the largest country with Spanish Catholics. And you probably know Christopher Columbus. He is not Spaniard, but he went to Spain to be sponsor, or to look for a sponsor for the trips he wanted to take. Yes, he wanted to go to India, but by divine intervention, he ended up going to the Americas, and that's how the truth will travel from Europe all the way to the Americas. And then you see there the many routes taken from Spain all the way to the Caribbean. For example, I am from Dominican Republic, and that's the island right here where Christopher Columbus first arrived. And on the first voyage, you see it there in blue, and you see how later Florida, Cuba, and other places will be part of this empire. And let me tell you, the Spaniards, they were big. There was a saying associated with the Spaniards. The saying was, the sun never put in. The sun is never set in Spain, because it didn't matter what country you were, there was sun there. And Philip II will play an important role in fulfilling Bible prophecy. If you join with me to read Daniel chapter 7, and we read verse 20, Daniel chapter 7, verse 20, you're going to see what we're talking about. And by the way, we do all of this throughout the tour. We prove to our guests that Spain was part of biblical prophecy. Daniel chapter 7, verse 20, and it's verse 20, and it says, and about the 10 horns and his head, and the other horns that came up, and before which 3 fell, the horn that have eyes and a mouth speaking arrogantly, and whose appearance was bigger than that of the other. Which of the 3 horns that fell? Spain, France, and the Netherlands. Under the power of Philip II, Philip II wanted to attack Great Britain, but Spain, France, and the Netherlands, all of them fell in front of the English, the world power of the England, which later will produce a smaller horn, which will become the United States. Those people that you see in the center of the picture, those are the current king and queen of Spain. Yes, he's rocking a beer, and you're going to notice how people in Spain can actually use a beer, especially a nice one, even brothers. But it's worth mentioning that Spain conquered the Philippines, Central and South America. It includes certain areas of the Caribbean, Portugal, Italy, and some areas of the present Germany. Definitely, Spain was a world power, and they lost that power in the last 40 years after a dictator, Franco, starts ruling them. One of the curious things about Spain is not only the 4th largest country, but it's the country with more frontiers than anybody else have. You see, to the left, let me put the laser so that you can see it. To the left, they are frontier with Portugal. To the north, they are frontier with France. And to the south, they have a frontier with Africa. It's the only country that has a frontier with Africa. And it also has land on Africa, but it's Spanish. And these are the islands that belongs to Spain as well. One of the interesting things that you will find is that Spanish is the 2nd most spoken mother tongue in the world. I repeat it, it's the 2nd most spoken mother tongue in the world. There are approximately 570 million Spanish-speaking people. One thing that you will enjoy if you come on this trip is that Spain is the third country in the world with the highest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And that's why we're going there, because that's what makes this trip a fascinating one. 49 of those UNESCO are spread out throughout the whole country of Spain, including Madrid, where we're going to visit most of them. And I can see some of the ones here that we're going to visit, and you're going to see that in the tour. But if you don't care about history, maybe you care about olive oil. Spain produced 44% of the world's best olive oil this planet have to offer. They also are the second largest wine producer in the world. And we enjoy olive oil and wine on almost every meal that you will enjoy in Spain. But don't worry about getting drunk, because they have tinto de verano, which is a mixture of wine and a sparkling soda like Sprite, or they will mix it with lemon juice to dilute the alcohol, but you'll be drinking very good wine. In this time, we're going to be in the northern part, we're going to be in the center part of the country, but Spain has 4 different regions where you can enjoy 4 different seasons throughout the year. It's a fantastic country, and we hope to plan more trips in the future. So where are we going to go? We're going to spend 11 days in Madrid. Madrid is the 3rd capital with the most inhabitants in the whole Europe. How is that possible? Well, most people come from London. Almost 8.8 come from London. And that's why in Madrid, you can speak English and everybody will understand, even though Spanish is the official language. Most of the signs, the music, all is going to be playing in English, making the trip very comfortable for our English-speaking friends. Our first stop, once we arrive to Spain, we're going to go to that beautiful hotel that you see there. That is the Riu Hotel in front of the beautiful Plaza de España, or the Spaniard Square. And it's going to be the center of our operation. That's where we're going to spend the most time in the trip. So what is day 1? Day 1 is the day that you're going to be traveling. So if you want to arrive by April the 1st, you need to travel starting in March. And I'm going to stop the share here, and I'm going to share with you some pictures of the friends when we pick them up at the airport. Take a look at this. Okay, so like I mentioned before, we're going to pick you up and you can enjoy meeting the friends at the airport. That's myself. I'm there waiting for the friends at the exit. Spain has different terminals, and we checked your flight and we wait for you at the terminal so that the first thing you see is a friendly face. That is the lobby of the hotel where you're going to be at. So we're going to have a tour guide at the hotel, and we're going to have several tour guides at the airport, so that way you do not miss anything. So we hope to see you, and please do not be worried as to how exactly this is going to happen. We are going to take care of you all the way. All righty, let's go back to the PowerPoint. And let me stop this. Okay, so on day 1, we will arrive at the hotel. Everybody goes to their room. They drop their luggage. They get comfortable. We have dinner together as a group, and then we get ready for the next day. Some people go to the roof of the hotel to take some pictures. It has a fantastic area with a transparent floor. Don't ask me to go there, because that's not me. That's only for the bravest in heart to take a selfie from the glass floor. But the friends had a very good time, and they took fantastic pictures. On the second day, we're going to go very close to the hotel. We're going to go to the Royal Palace. And this palace is simply fantastic. Why? Well, the building that you're looking at is the Buckingham Palace in London. Doesn't it look pretty? Yes, it looked pretty. Look at the flag on the top. But when you look at the size of the Versailles Palace, and you look at the size of the Royal Palace in Spain, it surpassed all the palaces in the world. Let me review this again. The Buckingham, 775 rooms. The Versailles, 2,300 rooms. The palace in Spain, 3,418 rooms. It is the largest palace in the Western Europe, and one of the largest in the world. We're going to spend there about 2 hours, and we're going to discover the secrets of the Spanish royalty, and the tour is going to be completely fascinating. One of the things that we liked about the tour is the fact that it makes it easy for us to prove to you that the Spaniards were a world power. You just don't take our word for it. The infrastructure is going to prove to you that Spain was a superpower at one point or another, especially when you have to fulfill Bible prophecy with Philip II. That's the Gran Via. That's the main, it's like a main highway that goes to the city of Madrid. Puerta del Sol, which is the Sun Square, is also an area that today is completely a walking place. There are no cars. And from there, we're going to go to Plaza Mayor. This is the main square of Madrid. And the significance to us is that for almost 400 years, this is where they carry the Inquisition, a very ugly part of human history, and especially for the Catholic religion, when they were trying to force people to accept Christianity. But don't worry about it. There are no more crimes in the main square. We're just going to have a nice dinner. A restaurant that is very close by is the oldest restaurant in the world, the Casa Botín. It was founded in 1725, and that's where we're going to have the last group dinner. It's going to be a fantastic time. But in the meantime, we're going to go to the San Miguel Market. They have fantastic food, a large variety. It's very possible that you are going to enjoy whatever you end up picking there. I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to go back to the Google where I have all the pictures, and we were talking about the Royal Palace. Let me show you some pictures, that some of the highlights of the pictures that we selected for you. So when we went to the Royal Palace, as you can see, the friends are having a good time. That is my wife with one of our guests. This is outside the palace. We were always hanging out as a group. If you spoke a particular language, we will put you with that group. Spanish group. If you spoke English, you will be with the English group. And the place is really beautiful, fantastic, so to speak. And we really had a good time there. These are some of the cards that we found along the way when we went to the palace. Pictures were not allowed in the palace, right? Because they rather you enjoy what was taking place at that time. I think this video. Hey. Those other friends playing silly. We ate together We have great dinner. We have a great time. So that's what you could expect when you come in one of these trips. Now, let me go back to the presentation so that we can continue with the tour. All righty. So everybody will get a good night's sleep. And the next day, we're going to go to Toledo, one of the most photographed cities in the world. Yes. We're going to ride in a beautiful coach bus with air conditioning, USB ports. And this city was conquered by the Romans by the year 193 BC. So yeah, we're going to be walking through the cobbled streets. You're going to feel like you are in a very antique place, Game of Thrones and things like that. And Toledo has a lot of history of the different people that have conquered. For example, you will find a mosque, which was the influence of the Muslims when the Muslims conquered Spain. And you also find a synagogue where the Jewish people also had its place. As I was mentioned before, there's a viewpoint where we're going to take a group picture. It's a fantastic place to take pictures because the city just looks like the picture you see there on the screen. And let me stop sharing so I can show you some pictures from the friends when they show you they're having a good time in Toledo. We're going to go to Toledo and we're going to show you the highlights of Toledo. We always meet at the lobby, right? Before we go on the bus. 3.
Welcome to Spain.
That was a blooper. That was a blooper. But you can see the city, as I mentioned to you in the beginning. It's very nice. The area, you feel like you are in another world, the structure, the cobblestones. You ask yourself, how did they build that? Look at those balconies. You want to take pictures everywhere. And the weather was very, very nice. And I guess I got permission to fly a drone to show the friends as they were listening to the guided tour that we were receiving there. And this is the friends at night. All righty, let me stop that and let me go back to the presentation. All right, very good. So now let me see, am I sharing the right thing? The PowerPoint. Yeah, right here. Beautiful. So on day 4, we took a break, so to speak, and we stay in the city where you can buy churros, which is a delicacy in Spain. And for the most part, we're going to be visiting the Prado Museum. The Prado Museum is one of the oldest museums in the world, and it's also a very unique museum because all the artwork that you find at the museum, which is more than 27,000 paintings, all of them are from Spanish artists. Bosch, Velázquez, Goya, among the others. And there are many, many, many paintings related to the Bible, like the one you see on the upper left-hand side, right outside of the museum. You can go, if you want, to the Retiro Park. Retiro Park, it's like the Central Park of Spain. They also have a botanical garden, and we buy a ticket that you can use for 2 days on a double-decker bus so that you can get to know the city a lot better and relax, and you don't have to walk. You don't have to walk a lot in Spain. Now I'm going to stop sharing and let me share the pictures of the Prado Museum. There it is. And let me go to the Prado Museum. And here are some of the pictures of the friends. I'm just going to play the highlight. Again, we will meet at the lobby. We will have breakfast together every day before we go. This is outside the museum. There was always taking pictures with the friends. Inside the museum, we couldn't take pictures. It was not allowed. This is where we have lunch together. And not everyone chose to go to the museum. You can rent a city bike. But when it was time to eat, all of us got together and have lunch after visiting the museum. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing pictures and I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. So, all right, at the end of that day, you get a good night's sleep. And now you are ready to visit the less visited city in Spain, Cuenca. Why is it the less visited space? Well, to the Spaniards, this is normal to them. But to us, this is fantastic. Would you live in one of those houses so close to the cliff? This is called the hanging balconies or the hanging houses of Cuenca. Cuenca is absolutely beautiful. Their food is fantastic. And as we are enjoying nature, we are simply mesmerized as to how they built such houses. How did they do that? Look at that. I don't know if any people were hurt in the building of the houses. Some of the friends crossed that bridge, and I'm going to show you that later. There is a science museum if you want to see it there. And now let me stop the narration and let me go back to the pictures so that you can see pictures of the friends. And we're going to go to Cuenca and let me show you the highlights of Cuenca. Oh, this is a picture of the balcony of my room. The hotel is really, really high. It has a fantastic view. And it's just a beautiful hotel. You can enjoy the city of Madrid. This is the lobby. Again, we'll have breakfast. We will meet at the lobby. And from the lobby, we will take our private bus. And this is Cuenca. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. The architecture is simply fascinating. This was a place where we have lunch. It was always a pleasure to have a meal with the friends. 11 days we're eating together. We are one family. It was really fascinating, enjoying Jehovah's creation, right? And at the same time, eat with the friends. So is there anything better than that? Absolutely not. Having a good meal with friends is simply fascinating. So now I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. And now we're going to go to the next stop. The next stop is a fascinating one. We're going to go to the city of Alcala, the city with the largest population of Jehovah's Witnesses. How is that? Well, I'm gonna show you the reason. The city is very old, but it also has something very significant to us. It contains one of the first Bible that was translated in several languages on the same page. So you have Hebrew, you have Greek, and you have Aramaic, all in one Bible. And that's the city that produced that special Bible. Is that the reason why Bethel is there? Well, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a good reason. Let me stop that and let me show you some pictures of the friends so that you can see why this is the city, Alcala the city with the highest number of Jehovah's Witnesses, and the reason is Bethel. Most of the friends will live in the city because they could go and serve as a remote volunteer or as a commuter, and they could also save money by living on the outside of Madrid. Look at those houses. All those houses are Jewish housing. All the houses connected. You can go to your neighbor's house. You can actually walk from one stream of the street to the other stream of the street. That's how peaceful people used to live before. And it's also the street with the highest number of columns. This street can be compared to what here in the US is called Main Street. This is the longest street in the country of Europe. And this is me with the drum. It's also the home of Don Quixote de la Mancha, the famous writer, a Spanish writer, was born in that house that you see there on behalf of that statue. As you can see, Alcala look very modern. This couple was celebrating their anniversary, and this is us having lunch at a Asian buffet. This is us visiting the Assembly Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses in Spain. It's a very large one. It has recently been remodeled. So we were one of the first one inside of the Assembly Hall, and they show us all the updates that they did. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. This is a picture of the group outside. Let me see if he has any. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Spain. Ole! We had a fantastic time. This two couple, they came from the branch and they came to give us a tour, and that's us standing outside Bethel. They were not allowing tours because they are in the process of remodeling the headquarters. Here's a better picture. Testigos Cristianos de Jehová, Christian Jehovah's Witnesses. That will be the translation. All righty. So aside from getting to know Spain, we also got to know our spiritual heritage. So now let's go back to the PowerPoint. And let's continue. Right now, we are on day number 7, or we finished day number 7. I remember, day number 7 is a relaxed day. What do you mean relaxed day? I have to go back to the pictures and let me show you another album. Day number 7 is the day we went to the Kingdom Hall. This is the day where everyone went to the meeting. We give the friends a list of all the places, all the Kingdom Halls around in Madrid, and you can choose where you want to go. After that, we went and we ate paella, which was very delicious. And in the afternoon, almost in the evening, we went to this Egyptian temple, which happens to be outside the hotel, right? You can see the hotel from here. And this Egyptian temple, it's one of the few, there's only 3 of them in the world. And the friends were able to go there and learn more about Egyptian history. We also were blessed with a beautiful sunset after all the rain that took place in the morning. This is how we ended that spiritual day. Jehovah truly bless us on that day. And many of the friends took pictures. I took pictures with my wife. It was a fascinating day. And this is where we're going to go next. So let me stop that. And let's go back to the PowerPoint so I can narrate and tell you what's going on. So the next day is Segovia. Segovia is one of the most fantastic cities in Spain. Why? Because the Romans will build a 30 meters high aqueduct that will survive for more than 2,000 years. And it stopped working, or they stopped using it in 1997, just the other day. So something that the Romans built is still up and standing, and that's simply fascinating. What's also fascinating is that Segovia is known for cooking the best pork in Spain. It's the traditional dish, and everybody who goes to Segovia have to eat that pig. And I'm going to show you that later on in the tour. But another place why we wanted to go to Segovia is to show you this beautiful castle. If you have seen this castle before, let me put it to you at night, and you say that this reminds you of Walt Disney, then your guess is very good. Walt Disney will use this castle from Segovia as inspiration for the castle that now is located here in the state of Florida. Let me see if I can show you the pictures. The pictures of the friends, because I know that's what you enjoy the most, seeing pictures of the friends actually enjoying this. We selected the best picture. That's me taking a picture with the aqueduct. It's simply impressive. The size, it's amazing. The fact that it's still alive, it's amazing. The fact that it doesn't use concrete, it doesn't use steel, it's simply amazing. The friends were there. Here we're walking, taking a tour. All the cities that we go to, we hire local tour guides to have the best of the city in the shortest amount of time. And here's a
Segovia, y decimos así: los cochinillos serranos que en esta tierra se crían son un manjar exquisito para deleite de sus paladares. Va por ustedes.
Look, it's so soft you can cut it with a plate. You don't need a knife. And at the end, it's gonna break the dish. Whoa. We also bought candy, freshly made, me and my wife. And here, I think I'm flying my drone because I wanted to show a different perspective. Welcome to Segovia. And now I tell my drone to follow me. And the actual drone actually follow me all the way to all the stairs where the aqueduct actually started. I am not going to play the entire video, but oh man, I'm in love with my drone. It did a fantastic job. I try to take as many pictures as I can because I know some of the friends will not be able to travel. And there's the castle that I showed you earlier. 2, 3.
Goodbye, Segovia. We love
you. We did that at every city we went to, and people just stop and look at us, and they say, wow, you're having a fantastic time. And there's always food everywhere we went. So we hope you come with us and really enjoy the brotherhood, the worldwide brotherhood. We got people from all over the world on this trip. And with people, great food, what else can you ask? To finish the day, we went to a place that is simply phenomenal. El Escorial is a monastery. It is the largest palace in Europe, surpassing the royal palace. It is humongous. And this is the day where we're going to have the farewell dinner at the oldest restaurant in the world. But what can we say about the Escorial? Well, just look at the pictures. Look at this skyline. It is just simply fascinating. And this picture is not doing any justice. The murals that were beautifully painted show you how powerful the Spaniards were. And most of the paintings are based on the Bible. So as we were walking, and the tour guide was explaining to us the painting, the art, and the history, we were explaining to him what did the painting have to do with the Bible. He was simply very, very impressed. Let me stop right here, and let me show you the actual pictures of the friends at the Escorial. Take a look at this. I'm gonna play the highlights. Yes, I'm usually there because I'm the photographer, and I think this is an interview.
Shade a little
Yeah,
bit?
you can
Okay.
go into the shade. It's okay.
Okay.
Good morning, Paige. How are you
Good
today?
morning. I am well, thank you.
Well, we're on the final day of the trip, and we wanted to ask you, we know you travel with your son on the trip, so I'm pretty sure you felt safe by
Yes,
that.
yes.
But can you tell us what was the highlight of this trip for you?
The highlight. Well, I have to say, I've never been to Europe before.
Oh, this is
My
the first trip.
very first trip to Europe.
Oh, what an honor.
So I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I came with no expectations. But I had friends back home when I told them I was going to go to Spain. They're like, Spain? What's in Spain? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I'm just going to do it. And then once I committed, I was even nervous after that. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? But now that I'm here, I do not want to go back home. This was just the most amazing trip I've ever experienced. And it exceeded any expectations I possibly had. And I know another sister before me, little June, she expressed how clean it is here and just friendly, hospitable. And it's all so true. It's just a wonderful country, and our hosts have just brought it to another level because we feel so safe. Everything that we needed, they took care of every need that we had. So I cannot recommend this trip more than it's just highly recommended. And I just have loved it very, very much. Like I said, I'm sad I have to go home tomorrow.
Thank you, Paige.
Yes,
Thank you.
You're very
and please
welcome.
enjoy the rest of the
Yes,
trip.
I will for sure. Thank you.
And that was just one of the several interviews that we conducted. People tell us how safe they felt. Let me turn up this volume. How they were surprised of all the food and everything that's included. I'm taking pictures of the stairs to remember if we invite friends, how many steps they have to use. Friends, this is at the end of the trip. We're standing in front of the Botín, the oldest restaurant according to the Guinness Book of Record. We're taking pictures with the friends at the end of the day. It's a very emotional day. We have been together for 10 days now, and the trip comes to an end. So let me share the last part of the screen, PowerPoint. So on the last day, we help you organize your safe return to the hotel. You have breakfast if your flight is not super early. You have breakfast, and we saw some sadness. We say goodbye, but we ask you, to feel free to join us on a future trip. And we're planning trip to Barcelona. We're planning trip to Portugal and other areas of Spain. Well, my friends, that's the end of the tour. I'm going to stick around to answer any questions that you may have. And I wanted to share a few things for you about the trip in April. The temperature in April is a comfortable 62 and 84. It's a little chilly in the morning. Towards 12, it gets warm. And in the evening, it goes down again. You will have a linear identifying you as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, as part of the group. The color is very loud. You'll be able to see everyone on the team. You will get a day-by-day schedule. You were never surprised. For those days where breakfast and dinner or breakfast and lunch are included, you are only responsible of buying one meal, and the meal are usually $18 for $30. And we're talking about a super fancy dinner. We're not talking about McDonald's. We're not talking about Burger King. Those are a lot cheaper. These are sit-down dinner or lunch, according to the Spanish. Do not worry about signal. There's plenty of Wi-Fi in the city, at the hotel, or at the airport. But if you want to enable the international roaming on your phone, that's absolutely acceptable as well. Many people have asked us, should I bring cash? And in reality, cash is only needed if you want to tip someone or if you want to buy something with cash. But everywhere we went, credit cards are customary, they are acceptable. And here are some of the tour guys. Jose Fernando, he will deal with the Spanish. Josue de Andres, he lives in Spain. He's the one that helped us with all the transaction in Spain. That is his daughter. She's serving as a commuter in Bethel in Spain. And you can watch this tour, this recorded tour in our YouTube channel with your friends later tonight when I upload it. So thank you for your support. Thank you for being here tonight. And here's my home address if you want to send a postcard. And if you want to use any of those apps, feel free to do so as well. Okay, I'm going to stop the sharing